Wait.
Peace, light, and love, family. 1212, Gorilla Elite, bulletproof, nothing but the truth. So you know I gotta give it to you, family. Back at it again with another one, family. This one, I want to title it Soul Sex. That's right, because it ties in to semen retention. Heavy too, family, heavy. You feel me? Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know, we're trying to build the channel back up. You know, subscribe, you know, join the Facebook group, Come Retention Masters. Once we get to 100 members, we're gonna start giving out cash prizes for long streaks. We're gonna support each other on there. Hey, we might even, like I said before, we might even have a hotline for brothers to call in, for men to call in and say, hey man, I got those urges, I need some inspiration, some motivation, I just need somebody to talk to, so we can, you know, smash all that. Try to make it quick for you, family. And as I stated before, I still believe, based off my hardcore research, all the praying, meditation I've been through, all the shadow work that I did, just in my spirit, I feel that we should only be releasing for 2 reasons, maybe 3. And I'll get to that 3rd reason in a little bit. But of course, you should only really truly be releasing if you want to create life, because you're using your life force. Nothing is more powerful than creating life, as I said before. You feel me? And the second reason, the second way you should be releasing your seed is if you want to create, to bring something into existence, to help yourself, families, or just to help humanity overall. You feel me? And I explained that before. It's not actually really releasing through the root chakra. You're actually bringing that energy, that sexual energy, back up and releasing it through the crown chakra. You feel me? Which means you most likely will gain enlightenment. You will, that's when all those extreme creative ideas will just pop up in your mind. Some people say that it feels like they just took a psychedelic mushroom or something like that, or they just like their whole reality shatters when they do that. It's basically, that's what they call releasing your, or activating your kundalini energy, because that's basically your sexual energy being brought back up to the mind, to the Most High. And the third way, or the third reason I would say you would possibly release, I wouldn't really say you would release, but I would say the only other reason you would possibly need to release your life force is if you want to be charitable. If you want to be charitable, you can go ahead and release one. And of course, that would be with your wife, your long-term partner. You feel weakened, you feel like you was robbed, you literally feel like you have been robbed and you have been wasted, like you feel like you wasted a part of yourself. And of course, it'll take you maybe 30 days to recover, or maybe 7 days to recover, because like I said before, studies show that, you know, it takes 90 days for the semen to mature again. But yeah, and like I said, if it's with your lover, you want to fill her up with life and energy, I think that might be okay once in a blue moon to release with your lover, your long-term partner, your wife, you know, because we all know if she can't get pregnant, or, you know, you guys are just, you know, in your late ages, and, you know, you really can't bring life into the world anymore because of her womb. Technically, the man can still, and that's why we've seen the practice of polygamy, like, you know, in Africa, a lot of African tribes and African countries, actually, they still practice multiple wives, you know, having multiple wives, and they still practice polygamy, basically, because yeah, we know there's one guy actually recently who died at the age, I believe, 76. I believe he had 13 wives and he had like 21 children, but he recently passed away. You feel me? But yeah, so he was still shooting and creating life up until that age, I believe. You know, I believe when he passed away, he had like maybe even like a 3 or 5 year old or something like that, something along those lines. But yeah, family, so, but if you're at that stage and you only got one partner and she can't bring forth life anymore because of her age, But you could be charitable, and I believe it's okay to bless her and fill her with that life force. Because remember, like I said before, we are basically walking protein shakes for our wives and for women. That's why you should be retaining your semen until you find the love of your life, basically, or your ride or die, the one you know you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Because this is the one that's going to be harvesting your seed. She's going to be fertilizing your seed for the next 9 months, making sure everything is healthy with it, making sure it's developing correctly. So with that being said, family, I would say a lot of men need to practice soul sex. What is soul sex? Obviously, it's exactly what it sounds. It's basically exchanging sexual energy with your partner, your wife, your longtime partner, for however long you want to, and not releasing. You can cause your wife to have multiple orgasms, but as the man who carries the life force, who carries the seed, you don't have to release at all. It's all about control. It's mental. It's 90% mental, 10% physical. So yes, are you still going to trade off sexual energy? Yes, you are. You're not going to feel depleted like you're missing something, like you have lost a part of yourself, as you normally would if you completely depleted yourself and you had no intent of creating life. But you would just feel physically tired, as if you probably went to the gym, or you probably just went for a jog or something like that. But you still have that creative energy flowing within you. And you will still, and like I said, all you're doing is giving your body physical rest, because it's basically another form of releasing that, all that testosterone that you're building up for retaining all these months, all these days. Because like I said before, you're going to get a lot of aggressiveness to naturally build up within you, because that's what naturally builds up when you're practicing semen retention. You're going to naturally get a lot of aggression because you're a man, and that's that testosterone just building up inside of you. That's why they say once you get those urges, you want to direct it to somewhere else. Definitely direct it to somewhere else. So yeah, soul sex. Yeah. As I was saying, you putting all that energy towards going to the gym, studying, reading, researching, creating things. If you're not doing that, and like you said, you get those sexual urges, a lot of times when you get those sexual urges, you don't even really need to release, or you don't really want to engage in sexual acts. Like I said, it's all mental. What's really going on is you just need that physical interaction with feminine energy. Because us as men, we actually don't know it, but we actually crave that. That's why we're not so in tune with our emotions as men, because realistically, that's what we really want. We just really want physical attention, because we're physical first. Unlike the woman is already mental and emotionally and spiritual first. We're physical first, and then we go to mental and spiritual. That's why as we get older, we start to drift away from the physical, and we start to merge that with the spiritual. And as women get older, they start to, it's funny because when women get older, their sex drive increases, right? So it's almost like they kind of get away from the mental and the spiritual, and they start to merge more with the physical. It's crazy. But yeah, so if you are trying to practice soul sex, there's a brother named James X. I believe I kind of stumbled upon it when I was researching a long time ago, before I even knew anything about all this. When I was still a dumb sheep, when I was still stuck in the matrix, I was looking into this, and I really didn't know. I was like, man, why would I do something like that? How would I get any type of pleasure whatsoever? But I didn't know that basically was tied into semen retention. You feel me? So basically, it's all mental. What you're doing is you just want that feminine physical energy. You just want to exchange with that feminine physical energy. That's all it's really about. So with your wife, you can have an erection. I already performed it like 5 times already. You can have an erection for a long period of time, for like 30, 40 minutes. Not any pre-cum come out. You don't have no leakages or anything. And you can be pleasuring your wife the entire time. The entire time. And the only thing you actually lose, because remember, you're still changing energy, so you will lose some physical sexual energy, that kind of gets out of your system. You kind of get that out, you flush that out of your system, and you exchange that with your lover, with your partner, but you still don't feel spiritually depleted. So you still got all that energy, you still got all that focus, that creativity, you still sharp. All of that is still within you. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and roll the clip real quick.
This is how the story of you and I begins, and it's not so far-fetched.
Hi, James here from
May I
Skydance.
put my hand on your chest?
Yes.
And so it's my hope that through this video, I'll be able to take you on a journey through the 5 gateways to sexual ecstasy, so that you and your partner may experience deeper intimacy, more passion, pleasure, and bliss than ever before. The 5 gateways are gateway of the mind, gateway of the heart, gateway of the body, gateway of sexuality, and the gateway to ecstasy.
So as you can see, it's really about it's really almost like you're activating, your brain is really like you're almost activating your kundalini energy through sex, because that's basically what it is. Like I said before, soul sex is basically having mental orgasms, but you're still performing a physical sexual acts. Like basically you're just doing foreplay to the extreme. You feel me? So you ain't got to be out here, worried about, like, if you get that urge, man, and you feel like you got to release that bag, man, don't do it, family. It's not even worth it. That's why I don't understand how brothers can be like on 2-3 year streaks and be like, oh man, I relapsed, but I'm back on day 7. Hell no, bro. That just makes no sense. Now, if you're relapsing because you had the intention of creating life with your partner, then okay, I get it. You feel me? Or if you wanted to be charitable and you're like, you know what, the love of my life, I'm gonna give you my life force that I've been holding back for the past couple months or years, I get it. But if you just release on someone who's gonna ghost you, on somebody you're not gonna see the next day, or because you were deceived by, media, social media, and you released to some digital pictures, then man, you really got to get your mind right. You really got to get your mind right. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I created that. We're trying to create these spaces, you feel me? So we can really be motivating each other and inspiring each other to just continue to retain. So shout out to Retain Gang, my man Dante. I would definitely say support our brother Skin Products. I just got mine, so I'm about to use mine as well. And we need to get into a routine of taking care of ourselves, you feel me? So definitely, man. But yeah, man, so soul sex will become extremely important for the future and for you if you're practicing semen retention, so you can continue to become the best version of yourself, not have to worry about depleting yourself in any type of way, fashion, or form, besides the physical, which you do every day anyways. If you're working, if you're going to the gym, you're always going to be physically active. But we all know when you get that sexual urge, you just need to let go. You just need to release that sexual physical energy by just touch. It's really just touch with another feminine physical woman. That's all it is. At the end of the day, it's really just being in contact with another feminine woman and exchanging energies. You don't really actually need to release, and that's the beautiful thing about soul sex, man. So I hope a lot of brothers really get in tune with that and start practicing that, especially if you get those urges. Now, if you're single, how are you going to get that affection? How are you going to get that feminine energy around you so you can get rid of that urge? I would say at that point, you will probably have to look into how to recycle that sexual energy back up to the crown chakra, which might be even 10 times better for you anyways, because you're not losing physical energy as well. And if you learn that technique, how to recycle it back up to the crown chakra, my brother said, you know, while meditating, going into those deep meditations, and then, woo, you know what I mean, your mind is just out there. You basically, at that point, you're like astral projecting, and you know, probably might even have an outer body experience or whatever. You might even end up mastering how to do that. So I would say definitely just look into doing that, you know, if you don't have a partner, to get rid of that sexual urge through soul sex. But if you're single, yeah, definitely look into doing those techniques. You feel me? Because we want you to continue to retain, no matter what. We know we're living in the end times. You feel me, man? Especially if you're living in the States. You know, at this point, brothers are just getting their passports. They're like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go find love overseas. Even when you do that, man, retain until you find the right one. If you don't find the right one, it ain't for you, son. But yeah, man, stay clean, stay alive, keep your wife satisfied, and protect your vegan semen from those demons. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Peace, family.
You never seem to come when we make love.
That? Wow. It's a discipline I've been developing over the years. I practice tantric sex.
Excuse me?
I can go for months without ejaculation. I channel the energy inward. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It enhances my life, and it really allows me to focus on pleasing my partner.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, is that like the Kama Sutra?
No, it's more than just sexual positions. It's taking sex and elevating it to its highest form. It's spiritual. It's